In the mid-1950s, Yarmouth carried on its tradition of publicity films of the town. Franklin Engelman is our guide to lure us for a holiday to the resorts that have everything, Yarmouth and Gorleston on Sea.
Every year, thousands of holiday makers, over 500,000 I believe, hurry here from all parts of Great Britain. Under grey skies they come from the grey towns of the North and Midlands and the vast areas of London. From all over the British Isles they speed, as fast as comfortable direct trains and coaches can carry them, to these great resorts on the sunny coast of Royal Norfolk. Journey's End sees the coaches unloading the holiday makers at a convenient terminus. For them, the week or the fortnight or the 3 weeks of carefree leisure has begun. Come on, old chap. Genevieve been holding you up somewhere? You are now on the drier side of Great Britain, where the climate always seems to be a little better than it is at home. On the sands of Great Yarmouth, you soon forget the old hometown worker days, making meals and clearing meals away. The tide rises only a few feet, and the sands are available all day. These are happy days, and at long last, father finds time to be with his children. The town has a compact business area and is the main shopping centre for a large part of Norfolk. Much of the old town has been rebuilt in recent years, but the residential districts stretch for miles along the seafront promenades. We can see more from the air, so come up with me and look down on Gorleston Beach as we fly in from the south, over the river to Great Yarmouth, this ancient town which has withstood the buffetings of 1,000 years. Everything is close at hand, with no long, wearisome walks. You're a stone's throw from the sea, with no stones to worry about. And if you want a change of pier, there's the Nelson and the Britannia to vie with the Wellington, all cheek by jowl. There are the perfect, smooth-shaven lawns of the bowling greens of Great Yarmouth, yet more tennis courts, and away in the distance the sands of the North Deans. Anyone for tennis? Anyone for a trip round the waterways, with their shallow depths, safe for the wariest and most timid of seafarers? And if you prefer the jolly companionship of a caravan holiday, the park at North Deans is but one of 3 to choose from. Well, I have enjoyed that rather surprising air trip. Quite a place, Great Yarmouth, and no mistake. But let us rejoin the folk below on the promenades as they make their way back from the beaches to the hotels. What's his line, I wonder? Sunshine brings out the best in a girl, there's no doubt of that. And there are plenty of green lawns and flowers, cool and safe for the tiniest tots. And for those who want to roam further afield, there are the Marham Dunes of the North Deans, adjoining one of the large and efficiently organized caravan sites. There's plenty of offshore shipping to watch, and plenty of good sea air to breathe. Not exactly a Tyson or a Bailey, this young lady, but her crafty lob finds the middle stump unerringly. Variety is the spice of life. If you manage to sample all the attractions down our way, you will have the time of your life. Or would you rather be a fish? These are the craft which ply in utter safety on the well-protected waterways. Twisting and turning through the channels, there are always fresh viewpoints as you move gently between the well-ordered flower-bedecked banks. You can take the weight off your feet and let the children sample, perhaps for the first time, the joys of a life on the ocean wave, where the waves will never be more than an inch or so high. Quietly and unobtrusively, the corporation gardeners are always at work, keeping the gardens trim and tidy for your delight. But every ship must come to port, and the young cowboy hasn't got his sea legs yet. If you sit quietly in a sunny corner, you can be amused all afternoon just watching others enjoy themselves. This is what is known as messing about in boats. I bet the supporters of Leicester City would like to see you now. Hello, girls. You look happy. That's a lucky dog you have there. Bye-bye. Sorry to see you go. Oh, that was quick. Glad to see you again. Had a nice trip? There's a jolly amusement park called Joyland, where things are in miniature. And quaint snails zip down tiny slopes as they twist and turn, to the great delight of the youngsters and their parents, who are so happy to be able to give so much pleasure to their children for an odd sixpence or two. Frogs and snails, that's what little boys are made of. And puppy dogs' tails, apparently. Crazy golf, this is called, and while all golf is crazy, this is goon golf. Roller skating is a great sport here. Whether you can skate or not, there is always someone to take you round, and it's just the place for getting together. And every week there's a skating show in the evening illuminations. And this is the driving school, where the rule of the road is usually observed. Usually, but not always. And the lady driver pedals by in disdain. Oh, those men. Well, the children are well provided for. What's to do for us older folk? Well, there's plenty. There's music and dancing at the Winter Garden on the left, and at the pavilion on the right there are super summer shows and reviews. And this is only one of the many shows in the town. Daring men and graceful girls to charm our eyes. What a charming picture they make as they paddle rhythmically around the floating bouquet, making it all look so effortless and easy. But it calls for discipline and team spirit, and a considerable amount of know-how. Did I say know-how? Perhaps I should have said wacko. When I am comfortable and full of human kindness, nothing pleases me more than to see someone else exerting himself with great vigor. Many years ago, John Gay wrote The Beggar's Opera, in which the gallant Macheath sings, "When the heart of a man is depressed with care, the mists are dispelled when a woman appears." The rascal also sang, "How happy could I be with either, were t'other dear charmer away." But then, that is one of the natural hazards of a seaside holiday. And here is dear Gladys Morgan, bless her, honouring the occasion and warming our hearts with her infectious gaiety and jolly laugh. But there comes a time, sooner or later, to every man, when he ceases to be a centre forward, or a wing three-quarter, or a singles player, and then is when the woods start calling. That's what I call bowling the jack. Here are greens to delight the heart of every bowler, where eye and hand and low cunning combine with perfect turf to lay your opponent low. You can watch as you wait your turn, or just watch. There are frequent race meetings at the Great Yarmouth Racecourse during the holiday season, and I'm certain that many thousands of holiday makers have seen their first horse race at Yarmouth and lost their first half-crown on a certainty. There's a tang of the sea in the air, and that same sea breeze has given the spring to the turf which the GGs rejoice in. It gives the girls a chance to put on their finery, and the men a chance to put on their fivers. And when it comes to a show of hands, or a clean pair of heels, the old firm of Tick and Tack are odds on. Coming into the straight, North Star is just ahead of Piccaninny, with Charlie Chan not far behind, and Potentate a bad fourth. The jockeys have got their whips out, and it looks like a close thing, with Piccaninny challenging strongly. North Star can't hold him. As they come up to the finishing post, it's Piccaninny, North Star, Charlie Chan and Potentate nowhere. And after the excitement, all that remains is to collect your winnings and back the winner of the 4:30. Well, let us take a breather on the beach. One always comes back to the beach, and talking of Piccaninny reminds me that there's a Piccaninny somewhere around here watching Punch and Judy. Where is she? Isn't she cute? Aren't they all cute? Let us just sit a while like the children and watch all the other Punch and Judys playing around. What more could you want? Daddy, the kids, a ball, the sand and the sea. All the ingredients for happiness. Could we have some soft music, please? I'm still here. I've been enjoying a lazy 40 winks. This little crowd have just returned from a trip to the Scroby sandbank. A seal island, if you like, a mile or two offshore. Come with me to the airfield and we'll take an air trip to see the seals ourselves. The planes look rather small, but they're quite safe. Air flips along the coast, over the town, or out to the Scroby sandbank are very popular, particularly with the youngsters. You can take it that we're on that plane, and incidentally we have a woman pilot. There's the famous desert island. Not a tree, not a shrub, not even a refreshment kiosk. I see we have company. I hope he knows we're around too. And there are the seals. There they are again, taking their ease just like mums and dads. There's a jolly good circus in Great Yarmouth. I wonder if this is where they get their seals from. Ahoy there below, having a good trip? Great Yarmouth is a wonderful centre for excursions, either by air, road, rail, sea or river. For instance, there's Norwich, county town of Norfolk, with its 11th century Norman cathedral, its castle and the world-famous Maddermarket Theatre. There's Sandringham, the Norfolk residence of our well-loved Queen. The Norfolk Broads, St. Benet's Abbey, founded by Canute in 1031. Blunderston, which is associated with David Copperfield. The woods and gardens of St. Olave's, Fritton Lake, Wroxham, Horning, Somerleyton Hall. The sea and river trips start from the river near the town hall and Haven Bridge. And there's another thing, it may be simple, but it's simple truth that all the children love to watch the Haven Bridge split in half and lift to let the boats go through. Boats which cover all the waterways of lovely Norfolk on peaceful, time-eclipsing journeys which smooth away worry and care. Let your troubles slide away on the calm water. The Broadland rivers flow into the sea at Great Yarmouth, and there are many delightful excursions on the River Yare to Reedham, on the Waveney, and on the River Bure to Horning and Wroxham. The Broads are unique, and a cloud of sail such as this is something one doesn't forget quickly. The harbour waterfront is most fascinating and so accessible. There are always freighters from Holland, Germany, Scandinavia or the Baltic countries moored at the quays, and coastal shipping passes upriver to Norwich. And there are good fish to be caught. In fact, you can have the choice of sea, harbour or river in which to cast your line. These local boys know all the tricks and can do more with a bent pin than many of us can do with a good outfit. Gorleston-on-Sea lies downriver, and these little ferry boats ply between Yarmouth and Gorleston quite frequently, or you can go by bus. I think it's time we visited Gorleston, so we'll go by steamer. These boats don't turn round, they're sharp at both ends, and have a steering wheel fore and aft. All that the captain does is to change from one wheel to the other according to which way he's going. I suspect that a captain is not really necessary, and that steamers could find their way alone from sheer force of habit. In the autumn, the herring fleet will be here, and then the harbour will be chock-a-block with herring boats and drifters. Another one for the album, but don't forget to wind it on. And here we'll leave the captain to bring his craft to safe moorings, while we flit quickly to the seafront at Gorleston. This is a quieter place than Great Yarmouth, and is much favoured as a family resort. The swimming pool adjoins the floral hall, where one can relax after a swim with refreshment and sweet music. I'll guarantee half the towns and cities of Britain are represented on the beach this sunny morning. Bathing is as safe as in the family bathroom, and there's much more room. In spite of the huge crowd, this is Children's Corner, and they're here all day long, except at meal times. But there are some who think that even meals are time wasted when sands and sea call. Calm waters and a place to launch one's very own ship. But on Regatta days, more serious sailing is in progress. The Norfolk coast and rivers are very popular for sailing, and small boats are towed on car trailers to the scores of regattas held in the area almost throughout the whole year. Thorough wetting and buffeting is all part of the fun. It's fun to watch, anyway. Paddle kayaks are even more frail. But once over the surf, all is well. A bit wet, but safe and sound, and no harm to the boat. Gorleston is fortunate in having two promenades, the lower one barred to traffic, and one along the cliffs where cars may be parked. In these splendid surroundings, you can enjoy the bowling greens, putting greens, tennis courts and gardens, whilst the children are safely playing on the promenade and sands below. As the day lengthens, Sandman comes along. Punch and Judy give their last show of the day. The last pony cart makes its last trip. And evening takes the light from the sky, and the beaches are almost deserted. And when the children are in bed, and the evening meal over, then whoopee, a new life begins. There are star-studded shows all over the town. Famous names from stage, radio and television are here to entertain you, so go along and enjoy yourselves. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Hope you all had a pleasant evening and didn't stay up too late. The children seem to be here first, enjoying the morning sunshine as it glitters over the sea. There she is, back again in her beloved paddling pool. And Tommy is his own happy self again after a good night's sleep. Alas. But there, why shouldn't you sleep until midday after a perfectly lovely evening? And this is where I must leave you, to enjoy your holiday down our way for as long as you may. I hope you'll agree with me. Great Yarmouth and Gorleston are the resorts that have everything. Definitely. Goodbye.